I hate to admit it, but ChatGPT can plan a better, more epic cross-country road trip than I can. Don't believe me? Stick around and I'll prove it to you. Hi friends, I'm Owen of Van Trekking Lifestyle, and we've been planning a cross-country RV trip for a long time now. And it's been a frustrating process. Have you gone through the same thing? You don't know when to go. You don't know everything you need to see. You don't know how the weather's going to play a part of it. You don't want to go when it's the most crowded, but you don't want to go when the major things are closed. If you've ever done it, you realize it can become a major headache and task in a hurry. That is what happened to me. If you're the same age or older than me, then you may think about using ChatGPT as something that, well, I'm just not going to do it. Because some folks fight using technology tooth and nail because they think they know a better way. And maybe it's more fun to you to grab 500 maps and all the little brochures and everything you collect over the years and plan your trip that way. Or maybe it's better for you to look at every video you can possibly watch and look at every forum post and every Facebook post and try to copy somebody. Maybe that's best for you. To be honest, we've done that in the past as well. But what I've found works really well, no matter what your generation is letting ChatGPT play at least a small role in that. If you don't know what ChatGPT is, it's basically a website. You don't have to pay anything to use it. And think of it this way. In our case, it's a travel planner, but it's a travel planner that has read every brochure, every website description of every national and state park, and can remember just like that every detail that you need to know to make a decision. So in the time that you or I could read just one brochure or browse through just one website, it's looked at everything that's available. And if you ask it with the right prompt, it will help you make a decision and present information to you that will cut out hours and hours and hours of research. So, in our case, you could say, plan an RV trip from North Carolina to Yellowstone, driving less than 8 hours each day. So I don't know about you, but the first time I saw it do that, I was blown away. That's a pretty good start. Heck, that's a really good start. Now, I first turned to ChatGPT to help me figure out when things are going to be closed around the Rocky Mountain National Park in Yellowstone due to snow, because we're leaving the first day of September, and if we don't plan this correctly, well, we're going to get snowed out, and we've had that happen to us before. So that was the first thing I typed in and asked it. I'm going to go in September. Is that too late? And that started this journey. So I thought I might as well just see if she can help me plan this trip. So I typed in, if I want to go in September to Yellowstone, Rocky Mountain, and Custer State Park, what order makes the most sense based upon the crowds, the weather, the expectations of snow, and road closures? And wow. Well, the answer she gave back to me blew me away, and it made me quickly realize that maybe I've been doing this the hard way. If she can do those 3 stops, what if I add a few more? So then I went back to the keyboard and I said, add in Theodore Roosevelt National Park. And we really love Zion, but didn't get to spend a lot of time there, so add that one in. And instantly she created a variation of that route that got me there when things were still open, before snow started falling, and it was the most efficient route. I was pretty impressed. And that's when it hit me. ChatGPT can do in just minutes what I have been spending days doing and hoping I had the right information. So probably like many of you, I thought a generic trip planned by a computer, well, that's just not going to be for me. I don't want to go where everybody else goes. I want to go to the places that I know that Lynn and I love. So I pushed it one step further. I came back and gave it a lot more specific information. We're leaving on September 1st. We want to drive no more than 9 hours on travel days. At least 3 days at each destination. We prefer seeing wildlife. We prefer less crowded places and less crowded sites. We need hookups every 5 days so we can empty the tanks, top off the water, and top off the batteries. And this is what I got back. Not just a route, but what she would call, and what I would agree, an epic route out west. And I didn't have to do any of it. I just had to tell her how we wanted to travel, the things that we wanted to see, and things that were most important to us. And with that information and all that information that's stored about these places, it came back with this route. It's actually pretty amazing, isn't it? Maybe it's because I've been working on creating a route in RV Parky and RV Trip Wizard for more than 3 weeks now that only touched part of these places and made sure that everything just lined up perfectly. Or maybe it's just because I'm amazed with technology. But man, in just minutes, I received a route that is an epic route out west that is not just some kind of generic route. It's our route, the way we like to travel, and it's planned the most hassle-free trip I think I've ever had to plan. And so with that information, we were able to create what we believe is a trip that fits us like a T, that we feel very comfortable that we're seeing, I don't know, twice as many things as we were planning to see in a better, more efficient, more epic route. So our process to make the most of ChatGPT to plan our trip was like this. We started small, only 30 days, with only 4 parks that we told her about. We then started asking for advice as to what other parks around there should we visit. We then said, what if we extend to 45 days? What other parks could we see? And if we extend to 60 days, what could we see then? And what kind of route would you put together? The next thing we did was drop all those dates and all those RV parks into an app that we've been using for years, RV Parky. That way we can look at one spot and see what's already booked and what hasn't been booked. And if we move 2 dates here, what does that do to a reservation that we already have out in the future? We then took all of those stops that we were looking for and booking and put it in a shared calendar that Lynn and I both can get to on our phones, iPads, and our MacBook. So now we know where we're going, we know when we're going to plan to go, we know how we're going to get to those places. But once you get there, you don't want to just go and sit in a campground. And we've found that ChatGPT can really help when it comes to those things too. For example, we're going to Yellowstone, and I typed in what are the top 5 things to do in Yellowstone. In seconds, it gave me back a starter list. Old Faithful, Grand Prismatic Spring, Lamar Valley for wildlife, Yellowstone Lake, and the Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone. And it said, I know you, so if you'd like for me to refine this to give you some of the less crowded and hidden gems to visit while you're there, just let me know. And that's the power of it. It knows that Lynn and I don't want to really be in a Congo line going out to watch a geyser. We'd rather see a smaller geyser where we're the only ones out there than be with 5,000 people watching the biggest one. Not saying we won't do that, but it knows that we like to operate that way. So we've already done that for the first 2 national parks we're going to go to. And inside of RV Parky, there's a notes section. We open up that notes section and we type in the things that we think we want to see while we're there. So that way we land there, we have our reservation number. When we pull up to the thing, we pull it up on CarPlay and there it is. We tell them what our reservation is and we know exactly where we're going and when we have to leave. We then, once we get everything set up, we pull up RV Parky, we look at the notes and say, there's a hike here we can do in 2 hours, let's go ahead and do it today. Or let's get the bikes off because we're going to go ride here. You see what I mean? It's just like all this information goes into this little app that we have on our phone, and that little app controls everything then when we're out on the road. It's a really good marriage of guerrilla type technology with something that's as simple as RV parking. We can ask, what are the best restaurants based upon what you know we like to eat in the areas around Yellowstone? When we get there, we can take a picture of the menu and say, you know the diet we're on, what can we eat off of this menu and not break our diet? So let's wrap this up. Is this for you, and should you use ChatGPT to plan your next RV trip? Well, if you're not totally afraid of technology, I think the answer is yes. Are there better tools out there? I don't know. I put a lot of time into teaching ChatGPT how we like to travel. I may look at other things like Gemini or something else, but for now, this trip, we're going to travel along with ChatGPT. Now, if you're afraid of technology or you're afraid of putting your information out on the web, I totally get that. We've had scares with that as well, and you just have to draw the line as to what you're comfortable with. Should a computer or a robot or an AI tool be telling you what to see when you go to Yellowstone? I don't know. I can tell you this, we've gone to places like Valdez, Alaska, done what we thought we needed to do from the research, gotten 200 miles away from there, read something online and gone, gosh, I wish we'd done that. This is going to help with that. Is it going to be perfect? I don't know. But I tell you, we're going to use it on this trip. And if you're curious, we hope you'll subscribe to the channel and come along with us as we go on this epic road trip out west using ChatGPT to do everything but drive the truck. Once again, I'm Owen of Van Trekking Lifestyle. Lynn and Maggie and I are really glad you're part of our journey. We hope we see you down the road somewhere.